Fresh. Hope this video helps. Please check out the playlist: Evidence for Christianity, Evidence for the Bible, End Times, and the Book of Revelation. I'll leave links in the description for all four. Enjoy. So I got a first generation GE Opal ice machine here, and the ice is starting to taste funny, so I want to clean it out really good. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart to the point that I can get to that little tank, that little water reservoir that's in the top back inside part of the ice machine. Look inside there. I'm a little nervous because I've seen some things online, some scary stuff that grows in there. So we'll see what we find in there. This machine itself is 11 months old. It's a refurb that we got in replacement for a warranty exchange for the one that we originally bought. So this is 11 months old, and the last time I did a cleaning solution rinse through was 8 months ago, and that was because I had some algae growing in the tube going to the side tank, and I had some algae growing in the side tank. So I do have a little bit of algae growth this time, not much. I'm going to get that cleaned out as well. See what it looks like after using this thing for 11 months and only doing one bleach water solution cleaning on it. So I do use just tap water. I get the tap water from my refrigerator. It is filtered, but it's just your regular refrigerator water filter. So I do have hard water here. Do expect to see that, but I do just use the tap water in this. So I got this pack of aquarium filter cleaners, and I really only needed this one. It's a shorter one. So I'm just going to get these bristles wet with some water and then run it up the tubes in order to break up that algae, and that way it'll flush out, and to just scrape it off the edges of the tubes. I got this tiny bristle brush here that came with some stainless steel straws that I'm going to run up the that small outlet hole of the side tank base. Okay, so it pushed a lot of the stuff up to here instead of being able to clean it out completely. So I'm going to pour this water into the reservoir so it'll hopefully flush it back out. And that did the trick. It looks like it flushed it all out. So I'm going to run the brush up through the hose again a couple times and rinse it out again like this. I'm going to open the top, and I'm going to look inside this little water bin here to see what we got growing in there, if anything. Hopefully nothing, but we'll see. So first off, I got 4 screws up here on the top underneath these rubber bumpers. There's rubber plugs. I'm just going to shove something down in there to get these plugs out. Probably use a flathead screwdriver if you got it. And then down there's your screws, so I'm going to take these 4 screws out. So I got all the screws out. You can pop up the back, and then there's some snaps in the front, but try not to break them. Make sure that you have power off to this thing, because there's a UV light, sanitizing light in there. So as you can see here, there's a lot of residue. I'm assuming buildup from hard water, but I'm not real sure what that is. Around the edge. I'm going to clean that off. So I can get this lid off, I went ahead and took these 3 screws out up here. This one out right here on the top. And then on the back, I took these 4 screws along this side off. And then now I can just pull this back real easy and then take the top off. All right, time for the big reveal. I cut this zip tie off right here so the cords wouldn't be hanging me up. There's a couple tabs that you gotta push. There's a tab here. I noticed that this one just kind of pulls up. Or while you're pulling up, you can kind of push in on this one to get it to unhook. They're unhooked. And then unhook this one, push it in. There we go. There it is. And that's using tap water that's just filtered by my refrigerator filter. I don't see any mold or mildew. It's a little yellowish, but that's just hard water deposits. The little brown flakes are probably the same. So I'm just going to rinse this out, try to get that hard water out of there best I can. I'll do my bleach cycle on this thing so I can cleanse it. Alright, let's do that. To get these hard water flakes out, I'm just scraping them off the edge with this plastic fork, and it seems to be working great. Yeah, look at that. This comes right off in sheets. And I'll scoop it out of here best I can. Smash up the rest so it doesn't clog up the drain hole here. And then flush some water through it. Make sure that it drains. So I'm going to continue this until it's all cleaned out. And this stuff on the edge, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm scraping it off with this plastic fork. Comes off in flakes. So I want to get the mineral deposits off of this. Just going to rub the deposits off of this if I can. And then rub them off of this as well. And it came off just fine. Nothing really there. Here's all the hard water deposits that I was able to scrape and scoop out of there. I'm going to try to rinse it out. I'm a little nervous because I don't know if these hard water flakes are going to clog things up. Might not hurt to take a rag in there and kind of wipe out the big ones before flushing it. So this is what it looks like after scrubbing it out with the rag. I also wrapped the rag around the fork to be able to get it down the edges and stuff. So let's see how it looks when I rinse water through it. And I got the hoses out here, so it'll just drain straight out. So I'm going to start flushing water through it, see if I can get the rest of that hard water out of there. So what I feared happening doing it this way actually happened. See, it's coming out as a trickle. But I still got plenty of water up there. Uh-oh, we got a clog from the hard water deposits that I was cleaning out. So now what I'm going to do is sort of force the water backwards. Put the nozzle kind of right up on it so that it's forced to go back. And I can see it bubbling up into the tank as I do this. So that should have broke it free. Oh yeah, see, there it goes. Now it's coming out again. So just to show you what I see when I put that hose on it. There, it's coming back up. You see some of the deposits that just came up out of the hose. Alright, now I'm going to let it drain again. So I'm satisfied with how it looks now. If you take a look, that looks really nice. And it's draining well. It just finished draining. So we know it's not clogged. Go ahead and put it back together and do your typical rinse cycle with whatever cleaning solution you like.
So before you start the cleaning cycle, you want to take this little filter out here. Just put your finger on the top lip and pull up, and it'll pop out. And then it goes in like this with the long side up on the top, and it bevels back. So the GE Opal website said to use 5 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of bleach in order to make a solution for this. And this is the bleach I use. I just use the standard bleach, not the concentrated. I filled the side tank with a 5 cup solution of it, shook it around, and now I'm going to run it through this. Now run the solution through that. All right, here's the ice machine. Switch it over to clean. Got the tubes back up. The ice machine, the reservoir is filled up to that top spot right there. With the cleaning solution, I had to make a couple batches of the cleaning solution to get that full. So now I'm going to put the basket back in and run it. Plug it in. And clean. There it goes. So it's running that solution through. So the side tank is done draining. I want to make sure to rinse it all out completely with fresh water before adding more water back in and putting it back together. So I rinse it out really good with fresh water before actually using it. All right, so the cleaning cycle is done with the ice machine. Now I just need to drain that out. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it. Take this back down, drain it. So now it's done draining. You can go ahead and let it sit for like 10 minutes to allow the cleaning solution to disinfect it a little bit more. But you definitely want to run at least 2 freshwater cycles of cleaning through it before putting it back together and making ice with it. Get all that bleach out of there. So I'm going to run it through a couple more cleaning cycles with just clean fresh water, and then I'll put it back together. I want to get a bunch of that junk down there at the bottom, all that hard water deposit stuff. You're gonna have to manually do it because this thing doesn't flow out fast enough in order to get that stuff to rush out with it. So got a rag, just gonna start scooping it out of there. It cleans up pretty nice. So I scrubbed on it really good with a hot dish rag, and that's what I was able to get off. And let's just put the filter back in there. Remember, just tilt it up, stick the back in that hole. You want to have the long side on the top, and just get in that hole, push back and then down. You get the lock into place there. So I let it sit out for a few hours because it smelled like bleach still, and I'm ready to put it back together. Make sure you switch this back to ice, and let's get it all hooked back up with the tubes, and fill up the side tank, get it all hooked up, start it.
There it is, all back together and making ice again. As you can see, I got a little fan that I've magnetically attached to the side there. When I don't have that on there, the ice is kind of watery and it just melts faster than what it makes sometimes. So having that fan on there definitely helps with making ice. So I've ran it for a few days and the ice tastes absolutely phenomenal again. So there's no foul smell or taste. I don't even know how to describe what the taste was or the smell, but I'm assuming it had something to do with the concentration of hard water deposits, the minerals and stuff, making it taste funny. Could have also been the algae that was in the water line, but it was very little bit. So I doubt the algae would have been the culprit of the taste and smell, but I have a feeling it was the mineral deposits because there was not really any mold or mildew buildup anywhere. But after running the cleaning solution through, it could have affected the bacteria level. But anyway, it's all good now. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. And if you want to connect with me, I have a public group on MeWe called Share Your Trade. You can leave pictures and videos and we can chat. And I'll leave a link of that in the description. And if you want to support my channel, you can join Robinhood through a link that I'll leave in the description, and we'll both get a free stock. There's also the new Super Thanks button down below that looks like a heart with a $ sign in the middle, and you basically can leave me a tip. Thanks for watching.